Well, glory be and mercy me, we've done it yet again. Here we are, daily walk around the graveyard. Today, I would very much like to talk about how we, a gullible populace, is once again just slurping down the war propaganda. I remember when we invaded Iraq, right? I was in my first year of university. 9/11 had just happened. Everybody was in a tizzy and confused, and there was patriotism everywhere. And I remember when we went in, I said, this is all a lie. This is all total bullshit. And everyone around me treated me like I was a lunatic. Everyone around me treated me like I was a pariah, like I was a weirdo. I got a lot of, oh John, whatever you say, bud. Sure. Turns out that war, the WMD lie, was a total fucking lie, right? Completely verified. Everybody agrees. Nobody denies it. It's a complete and total lie from the outset. And the American empire just keeps doing this, right? They just keep lying to us, right? And we just keep, for whatever reason, completely believing them 100% of the time. In the case of this Ukrainian crisis, it's somewhat understandable that our knee-jerk reaction would be like stand with Ukraine, which I have actually come to understand as less stand with Ukraine and more, boy, do we not want to get nuked, right? That to me seems to be the key difference in this particular struggle. Because let's be frank, guys, if the United States goes into a country and overthrows it in a coup and installs its own leadership, we don't care. Americans don't care. Canadians don't care. We've done that throughout Latin America. We've done that in Venezuela, Chile, Argentina, Bolivia, Ecuador, Nicaragua, right? We've done that all throughout Africa in places like Chad, Zimbabwe. Like, we don't care. We simply don't care as Americans. We literally took the strongest economy and the strongest nation on the African continent, that's Libya, and reduced it to rubble and changed its economy so they actually have open slave trade markets, right? And nobody cared. Nobody got on the streets. There's no flag waving, right? We only care about this crisis because there is a threat big enough with nuclear bombs who is fighting back. That is the exclusive reason Westerners actually care about this conflict. Because if we even took 2 minutes to take a look at what was actually happening in that region, we would understand that we have been funneling money into neo-Nazi groups and fomenting war in that region, including a 2014 coup for 8 years. We've been at war with the Donbass region. We've been bombing Russians. We've been going around poking the bear in the eye. And, but when the bear fights back, that's the big problem, right? And the absurdity. Just today, I see the UN, the Russian ambassador stands up to speak, and all of the Western ambassadors stand up and walk out. Well, and of course everybody is like, yeah, walk out, haha, cheering. And I'm just like, that's completely emblematic of what the problem is. Because here's the fundamental issue with the anti-war position, right? Anti-war, right? Let's be against war. I'm totally against war. But what do you do in a situation where you're trying to say, no war, diplomacy please, except the aggressor, which is us, obviously, the aggressor refuses to actually come to the table and negotiate peace? Well, what does that mean for the anti-war movement? What does that mean when the key aggressor, which is the West, which is America, refuses to actually negotiate? What do you do? This is a problem that the anti-war movement refuses to solve or even knows how to solve, because the true solution and is if you're being beat up and destroyed by a faceless enemy that refuses to talk to you, you have to defend yourself. It would be ludicrous not to defend yourself. And we seem to have completely forgotten during this period of time that we're talking about a country that is maintaining a genocide in Palestine. We're talking about a country that is maintaining a genocide in Yemen. We're talking about a country that is maintaining an endless war throughout the Middle East and Africa. Incidentally, they just recently went through and couped like 5 more governments throughout Africa. We're talking about a country that leveled Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia. We're talking about a country that has already destroyed the world once over. We're talking about a country, the only country, that has actually dropped nuclear bombs on civilians. We're talking about a country whose leadership is still embroiled in a pedophile sex scandal in which they obviously assassinated the ringleader, Jeffrey Epstein. We're talking about a group of people who are so psychopathic, rapacious, and evil that they are in the process of abandoning you, extracting wealth out of the society and shipping it offshore while using any taxes they get from you in order to do all the wars I just described. And yet, when it comes to Ukraine, yes, girl boss, I believe everything I'm being told by these psychopathic nightmare creatures. Absolutely, I'm completely on their side as they continue to fund Nazis to attack Russians. But if Putin fights back, he's the villain. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. The turn on the WMD lie, the populace, it took a couple of years. It took a couple of years for the populace to wake up and realize and start listening to voices like mine that the WMD lie was in fact a lie. It took a couple of years. We should be faster than this now. We have experienced it several times. We have experienced it directly. It is obvious that we are being lied to. It is obvious that there is more to the story. When Canada ships weapons to Ukraine with like, yes, support Ukraine, they're sending weapons to Nazis in order to continue attacking Russians. This idea that this narrative is inverted somehow, and it is in fact Putin that is the aggressor, is childish. And we have to turn the corner on it and wake up, and hopefully it doesn't take another couple of years before we put together that the people who have been psychotically destroying the planet this whole time are continuing to do that. And you can see the Westernchauvinism in the way we talk about it. When Putin engages in a small amount of warfare, it's World War III, right? When we destroy the entire planet, overthrowing Africa, Latin America, the Middle East, getting involved in the East Pacific, that's not World War III, right? We're just dominating the colonies that we own anyway, right? When Putin defends himself and Russians against our Nazi encroachment, that's World War III. But when we invade Donbass with Nazis, that's just business as usual. This is where we are as a people. We've gullibly swallowed more propaganda again, and we seem to be doing it happily. We seem to be going out and waving flags and cheering for our own destruction and for who is objectively the villain in the narrative, which is, guess what, guys? Us. Are we the baddies? Yup, we're the baddies. And if you don't think so at this point in the narrative, you're dumb. You're dumb. There's nothing else to say about it. You're just dumb. And maybe it's time to actually look in the mirror and actually go, you know what? I am dumb. And then stop having an opinion on global politics. All right, guys. This is the end of this conversation. Oh. Like, share, subscribe if you're liking this content. I lost a bunch of subscribers right at the beginning because of my extremely rational and objective position. And now I'm already back up to over the subscribers that I lost because I had a purge of Nazi sympathizers, it looks like, from my ranks, which I'm more than happy. So please consider subscribing, right? I'm almost at 1,000, which is a magic number on YouTube. And always remember, guys, you are a quantum being walking around in quantum energy. These oligarchs and fucking Nazi supporters are doing everything they can to ensure that you don't realize it and that you'll stay the good little commodity that they need you to be. How about that? Right at the end, eh? Revolt, rebel, repent. Good luck. We're gonna need it.